Well, good evening from the cottage farmhouse build. I'm Rebecca. My husband Nathan is actually down in the basement cleaning up before we head out this evening. We are getting really close to finishing enough for our occupancy inspection. As you can see next to me here, I've got some furniture has come upstairs, the grandfather clock's come upstairs. I'm sitting at my dining room set, got some of our antiques up here. Last weekend while I was working at my day job, Nathan was here with some family and they were helping him bring some of our larger pieces of furniture from the basement upstairs. And the reason we were doing that is because we have to put sheetrock on the ceiling in our basement, even though it's going to be an unfinished basement. That's still required for some reason for code. Not entirely sure why, but we wanted to make sure we had things like our bed, our sofa, our couches, mostly upholstered things, our antiques, up away from all of that sheetrock dust. So this is gonna be another smorgasbord video. There's been a lot of different things going on. My father was able to do some of the grading outside. He's done that in bits and pieces all over time. I'll give you a few shots so you can see what's been going on the outside so that we no longer have like a major pit out front. Another thing that we were working on feverishly was getting the floor in. Nathan's cousins, Paul and Chris, came and helped us install the floor across the main level of the house, and it is beautiful. You can see it behind me there. We're covering up a lot of it with red craft paper so that we don't scratch it up while we're working, but it's really pretty. I look forward to doing the final clean after all the dust is done from the construction and getting it nice and mopped and shiny. As you've seen in one of the previous videos, we've been doing a lot of electrical fixtures, so getting them in all over the place. Some of the places that it took us a little bit longer to get it in is upstairs and in the basement and along the stairway, because we had to get the sheetrock up before we could put the light fixtures in. But with a flip of the switch, we have a light now, which is really nice going down into the basement. Speaking of going into the basement, another thing that we've been adding that is required for occupancy is handrails. One of my brother-in-laws is working on a house remodel about 15-20 minutes away, and they were ripping out this perfectly good handrail. Granted, you know, the brass is a little dated, but it works. It was the perfect length for going down into our basements, which is fantastic. It's something that we didn't have to buy or build from scratch. So another thing that we have started working on is getting things ready for plumbing. So yesterday, Farmer Nathan was here with one of our neighbors who has a septic and excavation business, and he was able to dig the trench from the well house to our house. And so Nathan was able to lay the water line, they covered it back up, regraded around it, so now we are going to be able to hook up to the well house, and it's going to be a project probably this coming Saturday.
There's water! Look at there. Filling the tank. The sound of the first toilet flush. It works!
Which one of us is going to go to the bathroom first?
Me! What? Oh, I don't wrestle you.
No. And one of us is going to be in trouble. Oh, what a beautiful sound.
Music to my ears.
No more outhouse for us. Another thing that's been happening this past week is we now have a railing out here outside. So as you can see, it goes all the way around the porch. It is actually more of a balcony here on our front porch for now. We haven't done the final grading here, so we can't put in the stairs quite yet because we don't know what height they need to be. But in order to get occupancy, we have to have a railing if we are over, I think it's 31 inches tall, So we decided to put in this railing. Most of it's going to stay in place even once we do get stairs, but this was a great affordable way for us to get it in. We just used some of the wire mesh fencing that you can get at the hardware store. And then my uncle and my father helped us get the framing done for this here in between the posts and the house. My father and uncle have been very helpful the last couple of weeks as we have a whole bunch of little punch list things that, you know, this takes another day, this takes another afternoon, we got to do a railing here, we need to do a light fixture over here. And it's been really helpful for them to be able to come out here, especially when Nathan and I are still working full time. They're able to come out and put a little platform in outside, put a couple stairs in. It's been very, very helpful to have their assistance and help as we close in on finishing our house. Unfortunately, it's too dark to get the full effect of what's behind me here. My father and I have been very busy working on these 1920s craftsman cabinets. So they required a little bit more work than originally Nathan and I anticipated. They required a toe kick area, which means we had to redo the framing on each side for every single one. We had to raise things, we had to cut drawers, we had to make the doors shorter. So it took a little bit more than we had anticipated, but I think it's going to really pay off. They're beautiful. They're a little bit of shaker style mixed in. That is one of my favorite styles for kitchen cabinets. We are painting them the same color as our front door. So if you've seen that in a previous video, I'll link that above. It's a beautiful green color called Koi Pond. I got the first coat of paint on today after we did the final sand. So this coming weekend, I'm hoping to get the second coat on and we might just be able to install them. Well, I hope you enjoyed a quick update on all the things that have been going on around here. I'm sure I forgot a few things as it's just a little bit here, a little bit there, but we will definitely keep filming as we can, all the finishing touches here in the farmhouse. We look forward to giving you a full tour of the house once we're moved in. Catch you next time.